Enlightenment is real, and it is nothing like what you were told. The version being sold, the one with the soft eyes and the permanent peace and the smile that never wavers, that version does not exist. It never did. You have been chasing something. And if I told you the thing you are chasing was specifically designed to keep you chasing, would you stop? I am going to tell you something that most spiritual teachers won't. Not because they don't know it, because saying it out loud ends the conversation. It ends the core sales. It ends the retreats. It ends the entire architecture of modern spirituality. Here is the lie. Enlightenment is an arrival. That is the core of it. Everything else is decoration. The idea that there is a state, a permanent, unshakable, luminous state that exists somewhere above your current experience, and that with enough practice, enough surrender, enough years of sitting with your eyes closed, you will reach it. And when you reach it, the suffering stops, the seeking stops. You become something other than what you are now. This is the lie. Not because awakening isn't real. It is real, but the lie is in the structure of the idea. The lie is in the word arrival, because arrival implies a traveler. It implies a self that gets somewhere, a self that earns something, a self that finally becomes worthy of peace. And that self is the very thing that cannot wake up. The lie is not accidental. It was built out of something real, genuine moments of clarity, genuine dissolution, genuine encounters with what lies beneath thought. These things happen. They are not in question. But somewhere between the experience and the teaching, something got added. Hope. The hope that you, the one sitting here, the one who suffers, the one who's tired, could have that experience permanently, could become that experience. And hope is a market. So the model was built, the curriculum, the stages, the levels of consciousness arranged like a staircase, with you always somewhere near the bottom and the teacher always a few steps above, close enough to be credible, far enough that you keep paying. I am not saying the teachers are frauds. Most of them believe what they are saying. That is what makes it so difficult to see. The lie does not require a liar. It only requires an idea that feels true, spread by people who genuinely want to help, absorbed by people who genuinely want to be free. And then it becomes a system. And systems do not want to be questioned. So, what is true? This is where I have to be careful, because the mind will immediately try to replace one idea of enlightenment with another. It will hear the arrival model is false and begin constructing a better model, a non-arrival model, a pathless path, a new story with different language. That is not what I am pointing to. What I am pointing to is harder than any model, harder than any practice. The truth about spiritual awakening is that it does not improve you. Nothing is added. Nothing is fixed. What happens when something real happens is that the one who wanted to be improved is seen through, not destroyed, not transcended, seen. The seeker is seen. The one chasing the permanent state is seen. The one who has been sitting in meditation for 20 years, still waiting for something to click, that one is seen. And in that seeing, there's no rival. There's only this. Whatever this is, the sound in the room right now, the weight of where you are sitting, this exactly as it is not a consolation prize. It is not the lesser version of enlightenment you settle for when the real thing never comes. It is the only thing that was ever here. If this is landing differently than you expected, if this is not the spiritual content you came here looking for that is worth staying with, if you have not already, subscribe. Not because this channel will give you answers, but because it will keep asking the questions that most channels stop asking. Now, back to the lie. Here is what the arrival model actually costs you. It costs you this moment. Every moment You spend measuring your current experience against the imagined, enlightened state, comparing, evaluating, asking, am I closer now than I was before that moment is gone? Spent in the service of a story about a future that does not exist. And that is most moments. The lie turns life into a waiting room. You are not quite here because you are managing your progress towards something else. You meditate, but you are watching yourself meditate. You surrender, but you are monitoring how well you are surrendering. The observer never goes away because the observer is the one chasing enlightenment. And what the tradition does not tell you, what this channel is saying plainly, is that the observer cannot chase its way out of observing. The eye cannot see itself. The self cannot awaken itself. And the moment you really hear that, not intellectually, but in the body, in the chest, something becomes very quiet. That quiet is not enlightenment, but it is honest. And honesty is the only ground this work can stand on. I am not going to tell you what to do with this. There is no practice I am prescribing, no next step, no recommended course. If the arrival model has been running your spiritual life and you are now unsure what remains without it good, that uncertainty is not a problem to be solved. It might be the first honest thing you have felt in a long time. The lie of enlightenment will keep being sold. It will keep being dressed in new language, new lineages, new teachers with new smiles. You do not have to keep buying it. That is all.